Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 344 of our BU 365-day challenge to do one thing every day that improves us in some way. For the month of December, I decided I would just ask a couple of questions. I'm traveling, and it's just easier to, with all the busyness and all the craziness, at least it goes on in my life in December as I'm planning for 2023 or the next year, whatever, December's always busy, or traveling or getting ready for the holidays. There's so much going on. I find it's easier to step back and do a lighter thing every day for the challenge than to hold myself accountable to doing some huge thing that makes it hard. And I want to push myself, but I don't want to make it so that I can't be successful every day. Part of the reason I do an annual challenge is I want to tally up those little successes every day because they build momentum and they help me create whatever it is I'm focusing on for the year. And this year, we're doing one thing every day that continually improves us or that improves us in some way. So today and every day this month, today is Q10, I am asking two questions. One sort of serious question and one sort of rhetorical or kind of, I never thought about it that way question. So today's questions are, number one, let me grab my challenge book because I have a big challenge book. This thing's gotten really big this year, which is why I decided questions would be a good thing for December. Our first question is honesty always the best policy? Now, you know, I've been playing with this chat GPT and people are complaining that it's not accurate. It gives wrong answers. But for the things that I've been asking it, I haven't been asking it programming questions and technological questions and some of them are philosophical because some of our questions are philosophical, which it basically just tells me I am a machine. I am not a human being. So I don't have opinions and feelings about certain things. So, but it gave me answers today that I thought were actually pretty good. So I'm going to share those. And our challenge today is to answer the questions. And then I'll tell you what I'd like to hear about from you for each of these questions, or what I would challenge you to actually think about for you. Now, the first question is honesty always the best policy? Now, of course, the AI, like I would say, said, not necessarily. You know, it's important to be honest and have integrity and be trustworthy, but it's also important to consider the circumstances and the situation. Are you going to hurt someone's feelings? Are you going to cause more harm than good by being honest? Are you really sharing honesty or making sure you're saying, hey, this is how I see it, or this is my opinion, but it might not be how the person is seeing it or experiencing the situation. So we want to be cognizant of the situation and the circumstances, and we want to know, will the results of us being brutally honest, because I've been known to be brutally honest sometimes, are they worth the consequences or the fallout that could be created by being honest in our opinion? And remember, when we're being honest, we're only ever sharing our thoughts, our feelings, our experiences with it. We all have different experiences, right? So something that you might not think would hurt anyone's feelings would devastate them. So we always want to be cognizant of the circumstances, aware of the possible fallout, and we want to make sure that honesty is the best policy in the circumstances we're involved in. So I guess I would like to see, and what did I say I wanted us to do today? Yes or no? Do you believe honesty is always the best policy? I think I've talked about absolutes like always or never. And I found through my vast life experience that whenever we're using absolutes, we are probably wrong. Why? Because I can't think of hardly any situation that is always or never something. Oh, I always do this. I'm always a klutz. I always trip. I always fall down. No, I don't. I walk around a lot, and the vast majority of the time, I do not fall down or trip. But if I say that I always do something, I'm creating that identity for myself, and I'm inviting more of that to happen in my life. Not necessarily the best thing, especially when it comes with tripping and falling. Older I get, the less I like to fall down. Our second question today, after is honesty always the best policy, is what does it feel like to remember? Now, when I first read this question, I thought it was kind of silly. I'm like, what do you mean, what does it feel like to remember? And then I thought about it a little, and then I asked Chat GPT, which gave me a pretty good answer. And I'm going to read that because I thought it was pretty good. It said, experience of remembering is a complex and personal one that can be different and difficult to put into words. Different for anyone and difficult to put into words. It can be sudden recognition of a previous experience, a human experience, or of an event or something that triggers something that causes us to remember. Remembering things can feel awesome, but it can also feel terrible. It depends what we're remembering. Sometimes we get triggered for negative things. Those don't usually feel very good, or the things that remind us of something that we thought was terrible that happened in our life experience. Other times when we remember something, it feels amazing because it reminds us of a good experience or something that made us feel good. Now, I notice that the older I get, the more excited I am to remember things because sometimes it's just a matter of going into another room and I'm like, what did I come in here for? I don't know if you can relate to that, but I certainly can. It's like, where did I put my pen? Where did I put my magnifying glass? And so what does it feel like to remember? And I would like us to share and think about our favorite memory today. What is your favorite memory? And I'm gonna have to think about this because I have a lifetime of awesome memories. I got some bad ones, but I have some amazing ones as well. So let's think about, and if we're kind, share our favorite memory with one another. Maybe our favorite holiday memory, maybe our favorite life experience, whatever it is for you. That's it. Those are our questions for today. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, go out, feel what it feels like to remember, find out, and experience as you go out throughout your day. How honest are you being? Number one, with yourself, and number two, with other people. And just because you think, I've learned, just because I think it doesn't mean I need to say it. Just because I believe it doesn't mean everybody else in the world believes it. So some things, it's better to just not say anything than it is to just blurt out absolutely every idea and thing that pops into our head. All right, have a great day. I will be with you tomorrow.